guys, Jason here. So I wanted to come on and wish you guys a happy metal new year. I'm recording this video on the last day of 2018, so today's New Year's Eve, and then we're about to roll into 2019 tomorrow. And I just want us to kind of reflect on the past year, 2018, and I want us to focus on really first and foremost the things that went right. The things that were cool, the awesome things that happened, because most people will look on the past year and be like, well, I wish I'd done this differently, and now I need to make all these resolutions. But, you know, I want us to be beyond that, right? I want us to already be there doing the things that we know we should be doing, so we don't really have to make those resolutions. I know we're going to make resolutions anyway, but I really want us to reflect first before we talk about the negative things that happened or things that we could have done differently. I want you to reflect on the really cool things that happened this year. So I want to share a few things that happened with me and of course with this channel, which impacts you directly. But first, I want to bring up something that's of extreme importance, and this is like the most important part of this video, is that's thank you. Seriously guys, thank you so much for, you know, subscribing to my channel, for leaving all the awesome comments, and just for, you know, supporting my channel throughout the time I've had this channel live, since like I think it's 2010 now. I know some of you have been following me since then, since I've had this channel. Seriously guys, that touches the heart, really. I do appreciate all of you, so thank you so much for that. So now let's jump into the recap of 2018. So again, I want you to think about what's the greatest accomplishment you've had this year in 2018. And I'll tell you a few of mine. One was this 30 days of metal riffs that we just completed. And if you haven't found anything to be, you know, grateful about yet from the past year, if you went through this 30 days of metal riffs, that's something you can put on your list, because that was very intense. And I'll have a link to that in the description of this video. There's a link to the playlist. You've got every video in the 30 days of metal riffs, you know. So that was just really us focusing on our craft, on our guitar playing, and getting better every single day. We didn't take a break during those 30 days. We kept at it, and that's for all of us. So that's not just my accomplishment. You know, this is your accomplishment as well. And now if you did not go through that series, I do encourage you to go through that, to set aside some time, maybe like 8 or 10 minutes each day, to practice your guitar and go through this series. Again, that link is in the description of this YouTube video. Just go to the playlist there. So another cool thing that happened was this was my first year playing a 7-string guitar. Actually, it was my first 7-string guitar that I bought. It is the ESP E2 Horizon FR7. Why did they give this guitar such a long name? Anyway, so I got this guitar because I started recording what's gonna be my first album with vocals in it. This is my 4th studio album, and it will be released in 2019, so there's already an accomplishment for 2019 coming up. But not only is this my first album with vocals, it's also my first album with a 7-string guitar. So as you guys have been hearing some clips on my Facebook and Instagram, it's gonna be a lot heavier than what you've heard in the past. So I'm very excited about that. But I guess the accomplishment was really getting those guitar tracks recorded with a 7-string guitar and getting better at playing a 7-string. It was kind of a tough transition going from 6 strings to 7 strings. And I'm gonna be giving you guys some more videos. I know a lot of you play 7 strings. And the good thing about the video lessons with 7-string is you can still do the lesson on 6-string as well, so it's kind of a 2-for-1. But I'm going to be putting some more stuff out there, some more videos out there on 7-string metal riffs and that sort of thing, and how to get used to playing a 7-string when you're so used to playing a 6-string. So if you haven't jumped into the 7-string territory, I would encourage you to do that, because the thing is, you can still play your typical metal, your thrash metal, everything on the 6-string. You can still play those 6 strings and basically have the same thing. It's just you've got one extra heavy string there. So if you haven't jumped into that, you know, that realm of the 7-string guitars, you know, I encourage you to try one out and maybe pick one up and start practicing on that. Because again, I'm going to be doing a lot more videos on 7-string guitar playing, metal riffs, lead licks, all that good stuff. So those are some accomplishments that, you know, that I've had. Oh, and one more thing, and this is completely unrelated to metal guitar, but I broke my record for deadlifts this year. Actually, I did that like a few weeks ago. I'd always wanted to deadlift 405, and I finally got it, so I've got a pretty aggressive goal for 2019. I hope to get 500 by the end of 2019. But again, kind of unrelated to metal, but not really, because metal and weights go together. Now, on that note, guys, if you don't train, if you don't work out, I do encourage you to do that. You know, keep up with your health, guys. You don't have to power lift or be some huge bodybuilder or anything like that, but just do something active every day, even if it's yoga or if it's going to the gym or taking a walk, whatever the case is. You know, don't be an out of shape metal guitar player. So what I'd like for you to do is just leave in the comments some of the good things that you accomplished this year. What are some of the things that you can look back on and like, you know, I'm really proud of this accomplishment. I did this. Maybe it was you getting to a certain level of playing guitar. Maybe you broke a personal record in the gym. That's awesome. Or maybe you started a business, or just something great that happened. Maybe you rekindled a relationship that was failing. I'd love to know what some of your major accomplishments were for 2018. Now, things we could have done differently. I'm gonna do something weird here, guys. I'm gonna completely skip that because I don't care. And I'm talking about me. I don't care about looking back and saying, well, where did I screw up at? You know, I've done that too much in the past, and I know some of you have too. The thing about us musicians, the thing about us guitar players is we're kind of more emotional than most people. Let's be honest. We're artists. So we think a lot and make decisions a lot with our emotions and with our heart and that sort of thing. And you may disagree here, but to me, if you look back too much on the past and like, well, I screwed up here, I screwed up there, then it just becomes a snowball effect, and you will just drive yourself right into that state of depression. And, you know, I'd rather skip it. Like, I know where I could have done things differently this past year to make things better or whatever. I already know that in my head. Because again, we're kind of like emotionally driven as musicians, as guitar players, and you know, we know exactly where we screwed up or went wrong, and we already know what we need to do to make it better. So I'm gonna skip that part, and actually I encourage you to do the same. Just skip it. Don't even go back there. If you messed up somewhere last year, you already know what that is, and hopefully you've already fixed it. If not, fix it today. Don't wait until tomorrow. Now, lastly, 2019. What do we expect to happen for 2019? Well, I'm gonna encourage us all to keep pushing, keep doing everything that you're doing right now that's great. If you have a goal, whatever goal you're chasing, whatever thing you're pursuing, keep doing that, but let's up our game. And here's a couple examples. All of you play guitar, or you play some sort of instrument, or you wouldn't be watching my channel. So if you have not been practicing your guitar every day, I want you to make a point to practice every day. No excuses. Pick up your guitar, practice every single day. I don't care if it's just 5 minutes. I'm not saying you have to go in your room and lock yourself away for like 3 hours every day. You know, so there's no excuse, well, I don't have time, I have a family, I've got work, blah, blah, blah. Look, I have all those things and then some, okay? And most of you have multiple things going on in your life. Pick up your guitar every day. Now, here's a couple tips to help you do that. One, have a guitar. Most of you own more than one guitar, I know, because, you know, we're guitar players. Have a guitar somewhere that's easily accessible, okay? That means if you have to have it right by your bed, so that when you wake up or before you go to bed, that's either the first thing you see or the last thing you see, and you have to play it at that point. Again, even if it's just 5 minutes, you may have a slam-packed day, but pick up your guitar and play something, do something. So that's one example. You know, put that guitar in an easily accessible place. You know, maybe it's you leave it out of the case or put it in the living room, wherever, and make sure you practice every single day. I've given you enough videos on my channel for you guys to have something to go practice to. If not, go to the 30 Days of Metal Riffs. I've actually got a blog post of 30 Days of Metal Riffs. You can just go to that website page. I'm going to give that to you as well in the YouTube description. Just pull that up and you've got an entire web page full of lessons. Just pick a lesson, pick 2 lessons, whatever, go through it. There's your daily practice. So practice every single day. Now, another thing I want you guys to do for 2019, I talked about health a little bit, and I'm kind of tying this into my channel too. I've actually thought about giving you guys some workouts on this channel. Again, I know this is a metal guitar player's channel, but hey, listen, metal and weights, they go hand in hand. They just work really well together. But I really want to encourage you guys to get in shape. Again, not saying you have to go be a bodybuilder or powerlifter or whatever, but do something active every day, and I want to help you guys with that too. So if it's something you'd like for me to cover, like just maybe once a month, give you a workout, throw something in every now and then, let me know if that's something you guys want to see, and I'll throw some out there anyway to see what kind of response we get. But I just think it's so important. Actually, I know it's so important to be active and to keep your body in shape. Many years ago, as I was growing up, when I started playing guitar, like in the early 90s, I was around 15 years old, it was kind of a theme that, especially metal guitar players and rock guitar players were all strung out on drugs and just out of shape. Yeah, they were skinny because they didn't eat and they were all strung out, but that was just it. Rock and roll and heavy metal somehow merged with this unhealthy lifestyle, and that's just the dumbest thing that I've ever heard. But nowadays, I think people in general are more health conscious, and now I see people like Dave Mustaine. That dude is in shape. I remember seeing them live a few years ago. He took his shirt off and the dude is ripped. Now I know he probably had a past full of drugs and alcohol and all that stuff, but I don't really care about that. I'm looking at it right now, and I look around at several other guitar players and musicians. Look at John Petrucci. The dude's arms are big. He's in shape. He's jacked up. And there's several other musicians out there that today they're keeping their bodies in shape. And I think it's important that we do that. And really, the number one reason why is just to enhance our quality of life. And if you have a healthy quality life, then you're also going to be better at guitar playing. Yes, it translates to your guitar playing. Take better care of you, and you're going to be more motivated, have more energy, and you're going to want to practice your guitar, want to play more, and it's just all going to tie in nicely together. So that's some of the things to expect for 2019 from me, and that's some of the things I want you guys to think about as well. And if there's anything that you guys want me to put out there this year, anything you want me to do differently here on YouTube, please let me know in the comments. I know we just talked about our 30 Days of Metal Riffs that you guys went through. I am going to be putting out another series, and it'll more than likely be another 30-day series, but we're going to cater this to lead guitar playing and metal shredding. So that's going to be real interesting. I'll probably start that around mid-January, so definitely stay tuned for that. So guys, once again, Happy New Year. Be safe tonight. Don't do anything stupid. And as always, keep it metal.